Bruce sees all.
Hi there, welcome everyone. My name is Bruce Swartz. I'm from Montreal, Quebec. So, the pods. We're done with the pods. We make a video, and then we move on. We try to find other things, and we go back, we study them, we zoom in. Maybe in a couple of days, I'll think of something and say, oh, those pods were something else. And then maybe I'll want to show it. There's lots of UFO activity, and I've come to the understanding that in certain areas over certain people's countries, well, there can be openings for where these UFOs are coming in. And Quebec just happens to be an area where there are a lot of UFO sightings. It's the capital of the world, Montreal, Quebec. Look it up. There's always UFO sightings here. We had a UFO mothership, green mothership stationary for days over Montreal. So these often, when they happen, they remain in the news, and they don't wind up in the news around the world. They wind up in the news papers, right? And not necessarily in the news, because I've never heard them talking in the news about it. Objects around the sun. But aside from that, there are some daytime captures. I will get maybe some nighttime captures up after, because there's one that I love. It's the one where I ask a UFO to leave me, and it goes outwards and away from me. Some of the rarest captures are UFOs, of course, during the day. And like you see here, just like in the middle of the night with my infrared camera, this is not an infrared camera, it's a regular camera, and I'm actually filming a UFO that's going by in the sky. My neighbor was outside, and when he saw it, he said, "What the hell's that?" And I said, "Well, it's a UFO," and he laughed. But what do you want it to be? He must know it's not a plane, right? Easier for them to travel to and from the moon, probably around Earth also, without being seen, because some of these objects, which are not pollen, by the way, you could do the test to find out which is, right? Pollen doesn't have a slow, straight trajectory. If there's any difference in a trajectory, well, it's not a UFO. And that little inching that you see the UFO is moving ahead as slowly as frame rate, instead of getting an elongated stretch like people think. It just breaks the frame rate up, and you can see it bouncing by as it goes by. So those are daytime UFOs. Not hard to see. Maybe not everyone appreciates them, but when I see one, and I see one going by, well, I jump on the chance to be able to film it, because during the day, it's very rare. Not that they are there. It's not rare. They are there, probably more during the day than the night, not to be seen, right? They hide. But it's rare that we get the chance to catch them going by. And this is, again, daytime. You're looking at daytime. We'll zoom up. So bringing the exposure right down like it was the night, and you could quite clearly see it's the lights that I'm capturing at night that are going by the house. And, satellites aren't that low. Probably about once or twice a year, I can see a Tic Tac shape or form. See that? Isn't it incredible? Let's look at it, the exact speed, the way it went by as I'm filming in the sky. You could even see that it's out of this world. It's literally like it's in space. It's not on the right level. You can see the underbelly of it. I thought that was pretty cool. We saw it go by the real speed, and here, quite simply, just trying to clarify it. I mean, it's a Tic Tac, right? What do you want to say? It's a Tic Tac. Well, I don't know how to say it to impress anybody, but I think that's what ufology pretty much is. If you're not impressed, because you're not interested, or nothing wrong with not being interested in ufology or knowing the truth of what's outside of the world, but they're lying to us. Governments aren't telling us the truth, and they still don't know if it's an adversarial country or foreign country, and if that doesn't bother you, it sure does me. But now that I have your attention, of some people that stop by to check out the last few videos, we just got the pod in the sky. What about this? It's the perfect timing to show you this one again last year that I saw. These aren't ancient videos, right? They're very recent. A line with what looks like 4 antennas on each side of it. As you're going to see as we progress here, once in a while, I'm sure there you go. You see there's a line going forward and backwards on this straight cigar-shaped object going by, and you can see how far the moon is to give you an idea that it's Obviously not beside the moon. This is something in the atmosphere of Earth that's going around. It doesn't look like a bug, and it stayed in a straight trajectory, and you have 4 lines on each side. Why am I showing this one? It's because they're talking about drones. We're in a frequency war. That's how the wars are now. They'll be hidden. There's going to be some artificial intelligence all around Earth, objects flying around. And these objects, whether some of you presented the suggestions, say, Bruce, those are rods. And I thank you for it. You're open to your suggestions. But like I said, it's something, a very rare capture. I've never seen it again. That straight object like that with the 4 lines on each side that look like they're moving back and forth. You can't really get much closer than that. It's just a bar, just a line. But again, you look at the traits and characteristics of what these captures are. They remain very interesting. Please come with me. We're going over to an evening capture. It is one of my favorites, and if you haven't seen it, it's literally me asking a UFO to fly away, and it will leave towards the center of the screen. Watch this.
There it goes. I love it when they do that. Take off, my friend. Precious. Picking up speed. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Awesome.
So I asked him to take off, and he did.
There it goes. I love it when they do that. Take off, my friend. Precious. Picking up speed. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Awesome.
Hey, did you like that one? February 4th, 2020. I went outside at the beginning when I started filming, not that long ago, like 2019 to 20, I just started. And all these with the infrared. And this light, notice that it's leaving towards the center in the field of depth and leaving outwards. It's not getting smaller as it's crossing from right to left. Let's see that one more time. I ask it, impress me. Leave and impress me. It had been weeks I had not seen them. The reaction, the interaction that I'm getting from these UFOs in the sky, whether it's coincidence or not, watch it. It'll even split in 2. I've showed that before in another video as it left. Daytime UFOs. Now, this channel is interesting for people who really want to see the truth and that are studying about UFOs. See that? It's a daytime UFO. You know it's not a bird or a plane going by slow enough, but look what is there at the same time. Yes, the chemtrails are hiding that UFO. In general, I believe, imagine if, listen guys, hear me out. Without sounding crazy, I'm sure you'll agree with me. Many of you have said it before. The UFO corridor. If these lines are not necessarily deliberate for these UFOs to travel through and hide, they still may be doing so. And see how it's hard to differentiate the background with that UFO? Small, tiny, you'll say, far away. It's right in the sky in the middle of the afternoon. So while kids are playing in the pool, I'm looking at the lights in the sky and what's laughing at me. What are you filming? Oh, I'm filming the sun. It's that hidden. And here it is in the middle of the day too, just with the exposure taken down. I've seen objects arrive to the sun when the sun is big, when the sun is a crescent moon, when it's small. Big or small, we see some activity on the moon. It's not easy to see, but you could see an object there literally arriving to the moon. You see how small it is? It's not the government that's going to present an alien to you, or maybe even advance your studies about them. Look for yourself up in the sky. Speak to the skies. A lot of you connect with what you represent as God. Well, speak to God. Whether you speak to God, speak to aliens, maybe there's a little bit of the same family in that, right? Maybe the secret in religion is that we really all are aliens. Maybe we really were created by a higher being. Maybe that was a polite way of putting things, you know? So Tic Tac shaped UFOs that come in. Don't forget, I've filmed several now, falling stars, asteroids, meteors, and they don't look the same. You know, they'll break up, they'll spiral around in space when they go by. They have different speeds. all the characteristics and traits. This, one of them I really find cool is that Tic Tac shape, but you do see it fizz out, right? And the one I presented right before did not fizz out. So try to differentiate them, near impossible. Objects around the sun, you say? Yes, there's lots of objects that go by the sun every day, but we're not going to see them all, right? You have to be there all the time. It'd be fun just to be able to film the sun all day long and, just sit there, not wash yourself, not shave, and just point and document everything. But that's not how it works. They're hard to see. And when I find a capture like this that is totally out of this world and, it's turning, it's an object on fire, it's turning, it was captured last year, lots of debris. It could also be debris because this object, do you see how it actually looks like it's on fire? That's even better than capturing an object in front of the sun, which is totally amazing. Totally amazing to be able to see these incredible objects. And sometimes they're lost forever. You'll see them once and who knows, maybe we'll never see them again. But again, there's no explanation for these incredible objects. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is research I do on the moon. On the left in the circle, those two objects, there's construction that was done on it. You can see the construction on the right from 218 to 222. So 19, 20, 21, almost more than 3 years later on the right, you can see that they're building the wall and adding to that crater. There are changes on the surface, whether it's natural or not. These are findings that are very, very rare to see. Go look at the past few videos. I've been showing a whole bunch of surface structures. Thanks, everyone. Gary, Perry, Tracy Toyne. Tracy, thank you so much. Thanks, guys, for the incredible message at the same time. It's not much, Bruce, he says, Gary. No, it's more than you think, man. Want to keep you moving forward. I love you, brother, for it. Tracy Toyne, little something to help out. Thank you for all you share with us, Bruce. Love you, you and your family. Guys, gals, Greg Alvey, everyone, thank you so much for the support to this channel. And thanks for your interest.